Darvin, I think it was 51-50 with about 3 minutes left in the second quarter, and they made their push. What did you see during that stretch, and how do you think that played out in the second half?
We had a couple of turnovers. Just them being more scrappy. They put a lot of pressure on your defense because their movement, obviously, their ability to shoot the ball. We had a couple breakdowns off the ball, but without having watched it yet, just felt like their energy. They made some energy plays, and again, this is a team that put pressure on you to give multiple efforts constantly, and we obviously they made that push late in the first half, and then as the second half started, thought we got better on the ball, switched up some matchups, switched up the coverage a little bit. Then we kind of didn't do what we needed to do off the ball in terms of maintaining matchups, sending everything to the coverage. A couple of opportunities we had to, kick small guys out, put a bigger body on guys that were rolling our smalls down due to us switching. Kind of fell asleep in that department, but it's one of those games, man. Coming out the break, it's gonna be tough playing against a team like this, but got another one tonight. Got to win the recovery game, fill our cups back up, try to get better.
I suppose you can understand being out of rhythm after the All-Star break, but the offense was really humming before that. What do you have to get back to tomorrow night? And I guess depending on if LeBron plays as well could help, but what do you have to get back to?
Yeah, honestly, getting Bron back would be great. And then, just doing the little things. Not skipping any steps. Our own ball defense got better. Our off-ball defense suffered a little bit in the second half, a lot of it for that matter. And then they were able to get second and third chance opportunities. The second chance points were really at a high level. For the most part, we had some untimely turnovers, but for the most part, we did a good job taking care of the ball. Kept them in check a little bit, transition defense. But again, their ability to shoot the ball and give them multiple opportunities on their offensive glass, and they're a pretty hard team to beat.
Darvin, Steph is always at the top of the scouting report. He's able to really get going early. What did it feel like he was getting to that allowed him to get going that way? And
man, they had a couple flip shots. We fell asleep in transition in terms of slow developers, pick and rolls. Those flip shots where he's off the ball and a pick and roll happens and they kick it ahead to Draymond or Looney and they're right there pitching the ball to him, knocking off our defenders, and he got some looks that way. We lost him a couple times, so again, we have to go back and look at the film, but it just felt like just a huge variety of a lot of different types of shots that he was making tonight.
Darvin, you guys have lofty goals, as do the Warriors, in terms of making up the gap and getting outside of the play-in scenario and being 6 or higher. Is there any need, just because this is the first, I guess, stumble out of the gate, to kind of bring the guys together, or do you think this is one that you guys could be elastic from and just kind of move on and recognize, okay, whatever, there's 25 more to go and we still got to make up this ground?
I mean, just doing the simple things, Dave. Keeping it simple and being consistent at the simple things within the game. You don't want to overreact, because first and foremost, at the top of the list of us trying to get to where we're trying to get to, we got to get healthy. We got to get bodies back in the lineup. That said, we still have a bunch of capable players in that locker room, and we can't make up our own coverages or start doing things just because we're fatigued or we're lost or whatever. We're going to cover for one another, but we also have to know at the outstart of things, what the plan is and stick to that plan. And we'll coach these mistakes and show them on film, touch us a little bit, and before we get into San Antonio tomorrow night, and then try to come out and get a W, bounce back from this.
Darvin, how much of an adjustment was it just not having your typical size that you normally have? Like, Christian obviously goes out over the break, no LeBron. I know Colin was a late scratch, just like not having those front court bodies tonight and just kind of the adjustment of having to play a bit smaller.
I mean, you feel it with your rebounding. It's extremely difficult. You think about Vando, Cam, these guys, Christian, Wood, one of our better defensive rebounders. You feel it on the glass. And so, but it's a grown man's league. We got to figure out a way. We got to find a way. If it's everybody boxing out and then running once we gain possession of the defensive rebound, then we have to make that adjustment. We have to make it pretty quickly because those guys won't be in the lineup tomorrow either. Brian will be back, but we got to push through. And during this down period for some of our guys as they try to nurse themselves back to good health.
Just to be clear, will Braun be back tomorrow or just eventually here?
We'll get an official word tomorrow morning and see, but in all likelihood he should be out there tomorrow.